obviously know very well the grind of coaching, man. It's a serious thing. And again, I don't know if anything that you're talking about in this book plays into what the grind of coaching could be, or because people are like, okay, he left 3 years, 45 million, as long, and you could see he really loved all the people he said goodbye to, because I think he just stopped talking 2 seconds ago from his press conference.
Right, I think it's still going on. So I said to him, I said, hey, bro, your opening thing went on for an hour. And first of all, you screwed this thing up. You want to do, and we talked right beforehand. Yeah. And he's like, I want to do this Ted Lasso thing. And I was like, and then he comes on. And he's like, I love Netflix and Ted Lasso. I said, it's not even on Netflix, bro. It's on Apple. What are you doing?
Well, it's his movies on Netflix. So So
no, Sean and I, man, we started talking about this about 3 months ago, and he kept going back and forth. If you watch me during my coaching carousel on week 18 of Fox NFL Sunday, I said after, I think, who's out, I said, and by the way, you'll probably have another opening or so from, a coach that could step away that, because it's been a tough year or two with COVID, and that's what I was talking about. And he went into, originally we were going to break it that Tuesday right after. And I was like, he said, but I want, talk to Mrs. Benson. When Mrs. Benson told him, hey, why don't you take a few days off and really think about it. So Sean said, I'm not going to do it yet. Mrs. Benson wants me to take a couple days off. Well, a couple of days turned into 2 weeks at Cabo. And then when he came back, it was better like, hey, this is your story. This is your deal. However you want it to come out, which it should be. If a guy says to me, at first he's like, yeah, I'll let you break it at first. But then if he says, I want to do this, that's their prerogative, to do that. But we were talking, and the thing too is I didn't want to go full in on it also because he kept changing his mind.
Yeah, I mean, like he might have said, after all, that 2 weeks in Cabo, but I can only imagine he, just today, just like as I said yesterday, today he's not has to talk about.
I think I spoke to him this morning.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about the combine or what's going on at the Senior Bowl.
I spoke to him this morning or last night. Either one, I was giving him, crap about his 1 hour
his preamble.
His preamble
that became an amble.
Yeah,
a post amble.
It
was everything.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So he is. You think he is definitely out for 2022 because a lot of people think that he's just trying to.
Yeah, hustle another. Yeah, but. Even so, if that's the case, he's not going to retire for 3 days and get traded to another team. I don't think so. No, I think I think it's just hard for him. Here's the thing. Again, MVP, it's a charity for transition.
Yes.
So I think he wants to step away, but at the same time, there's probably a fear like, okay, well, I've never not been on a team. I've never not been part. I mean, this is going back, right? High school, college, NFL. He's never not been in a locker room.
That's going to be weird.
Some of that, too, it kind of jolts you a little bit. So he's like, oh, okay, well, I think I could do this, but I'm not sure I could not be around my locker room.
Well, every coach I've ever worked with, former coach I've ever worked with on television, still has. I mean, you never get that competition wanting to talk to the refs, even if you're, on the sideline or of a broadcast. And he even said he thinks he'll get back into coaching at some point. I mean, he also mentioned TV. He mentioned a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's always. I mean, I think he's mentioned to me a year or two. He said, but I don't know. They go on long. I don't know. I don't know how much I'm going to love this or not love this.
Right.
And I think too for a lot of coaches, the losses are so hard on them and their families, and when it gets to the point where you can't enjoy the wins anymore, that's when you got to kind of move it along.
No
right?
question.
And all those guys who, Jimmy Johnson will tell you the same thing. And, I haven't talked to Bill Cowher, but I'm assuming they all go through the same thing.
Jim Morris Sr. told me that the loss, the sting of the losses and the depression of the losses lasted so long and was so more intense than the excitement over the wins.
But when the wins stop being exciting, that's when it's time to exhale and take a breath.
That's true.
Right? And that's what happens to a lot of these guys. The losses beat them down so much sometimes.
Happened to Madden, happened to Vermeil.
They can't enjoy the wins anymore.
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank all you wonderful people, as always, for being here and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods. And let me start this out because I want to do something here real quick, because We have all the channel members out there. Shout out to you, channel members. The reason why we've been able to do so many things is because of great people like Gina Thorne, Angelica Barron, Roland's Review, Troy Daniels, Lola, all of you, Sugar Daddy and things. If you have gone to the Thrive site, gone to community tab and hit that link in there and gone through, you've been actually Sheila Neal and Cowboys Up North and all you great fans. Then you've filled out like the whole little profile. So now I know your birthday. Now, Troy Daniels, for some reason, yours didn't come up on the Thrive site, but you let me know that you got the original first piece to ever leave my workshop. You got a piece before my parents even got a piece. And he got it today, and he said that today is Troy Daniels' birthday. Oh, wait. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hold it. Mic check.
Mic sound nice, check 1. My mic sound nice, check 2. My mic sound nice, check 3.
Are you ready? So happy birthday to you, Troy Daniels. And also, wait. Belco, I don't know if the end is silent or not. Naidi is also his birthday. He was born in 1985. He's a young man. I had already graduated high school in 1985. I was at JMU someplace getting drunk in 1985. Shout out to you guys. Happy birthday, Troy. I hope you're having a great birthday and everything else. Still mad about you originally trying to take Dak from me, but we still good. We're still good. Anyway, here we sit watching other teams and literally feeling like we are just terrible. And Filthy, I don't know why you think that coming in here, first of all, why can't I troll the Washington football team? First thing.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
They need to call the stadium Cowboys East because we own the motherfucker. That's how I control them. That's how I control them.
DC stands for Dallas Cowboys.
That's right. DC stands for Dallas Cowboys. And quite frankly, Filthy, we kicked your ass, and I don't want to hear this stuff. Oh, well, it was a different team week 3. You know what? It was a team that got down and got beat down. And I don't want to hear about we rested our I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit because you know what? It went down there as 2 of the 12 wins that we had. So if you don't like it, take your mother humping ass out of here. Just take it out. Take it out. Don't make me use my finger here on the mouse to start timing some mother humpers out. And I know what y'all were doing yesterday. You were crying to Philly 500. Philly, he blocking people. He put me on timeout. But you know what I say about that?
By the way, here and so before we start this video, I gotta get this mother humping thing out of the way. Mark Holmes is my daddy. Okay, that's out of the way. Ow!
How you think crying to my son is going to help your stupid ass out? See, if you don't want to be timed out, then don't come in here being a jackass. You know what? Because, I'm old school. I'm old school. Just like my mom used to say, boy, go out there and get a Twitch. And I'm telling you, see, this is when you know, because this shit, you better not mess up. Because mama said, go out there and get me a Switch. And you better not come in here with a little flimsy ass twig, because if she has to go out there and get that thing, she going to get one that's going to wear your ass out. You mother humpers are too damn soft. So don't come in here testing me. I'll go out there and I'll get that switching right on your ass, okay? Let me say hello to Gina C. What's up? Damn, Gina. Gina Thorne. What's up, Gina Thorne? Oh, Sheila. What's up, Sheila Neal? Alicia Morgan. What's up? How you doing? I know Roland's Reviews here. What's up, Roland? I must have more ladies up in here than any other champ. I think I do. Get a grown man, sugar daddy. It better be green. Look, by definition, a switch has to be green because otherwise you got a twig and it just snaps. You're in trouble. There's Angelica Barone. What's up, Angelica? Okay, Angelica, you had a question there when I first came on. And instead of me answering it, because, you know, when you go to a restaurant and you ask the waiter, well, is it good? He's not going to tell you, no, the shit's rotten, man. You don't want to eat that stuff. It's rancid. This mother humper don't know how to cook anything. Go someplace else and he ain't going to say that. He gonna lie to you. Oh, it's really good. It's one of my favorites, right? So instead of me answering whether or not the shrimp fried rice with cauliflower rice was any good, I'm gonna ask him, because at first I said, would you like to get some? He was like, nah, that's all right. But he had a bowl. So Michael, I want your, listen, don't sugarcoat it. Don't tell me what you want. I want to hear. You tell me, how was the shrimp fried rice without rice, cauliflower instead?
Once I put a little hot sauce on it, it was delicious.
Oh, you had. Oh, so it wouldn't have been good without the hot sauce.
No, it probably would have been, but I like a little heat with my Chinese food. Just a little heat.
Okay. I don't know if that helps you or not. He said with hot sauce it was good.
I like spicy food, though, so that's different, though, than other people, because not everybody likes spicy food. I love spicy food.
Most people could eat a rat if you got ketchup and hot sauce, too, so I ain't saying much.
No, I can't eat a rat with, no.
Okay, all right. Well,
unless Jet D's cooking it up.
All right, Jet, you got a challenge here.
But I'm not going to eat.
Oh, see, Miss Hot Sauce, Lola. What's up, Lola? Ooh, and Lola came in, and she came in guns blazing. Filthy 500. Shut the fuck up. Damn. Okay, and I don't think, oh, we all see. See, I understand that. See, I got it now. I got it. I just had an epiphany. I understand now why we get all these trolls up in here now from all these other teams. They're coming for the ladies. They think that they have a shot. They're coming in. They're coming in here and they're trying to act like they're the man. You know, but I'm going to tell you, Filthy, Eastside Herald, you coming in here and trying to diss me, diss the Cowboys, it ain't going to get you no play here. It just ain't going to get you no play. Mark, do I want Mike to have kids? Say what? You mean my little baby? Listen, I got enough babies running around here. I got Philly 500. I got Rio. I got Cop Pizza. I don't need no more babies. What are you kidding me?
I need to get my own place right now.
Yeah, I got babies.
Before I even think about that, I need to get my own place.
Babies?
First work,
are you
get my
kidding
own
me?
Place.
All right, let's get on to how you doing today, Mike. I see you're drinking your Liquid Death. I don't know that I would ever buy water that's called Liquid Death.
But to be honest, I thought it was sparkling water. But
does it taste like anything? Don't tell me it's just water that says Liquid Death.
It actually is alkaline water. That's what it really is.
Shit, people spend back in my day, the only water we bought was the water coming to the house, to the faucet. And that wasn't all. We used to have a well at Grandma's house. So we didn't even buy water. Now you buying a can, little 16 ounces of water. It don't make no damn sense. Mark, I thought you said Jacksonville hired left. Actually, he was the leading candidate. They said it was intimate, and they decided, nope, they screwed him. They screwed him. Okay. All right, let's get on to it. Let's get on and start dealing with this shit with the Cowboys, man. We suck. We are 12-5, sitting at home on the couch with teams like the Jets, the Giants, and everybody else. In fact,
there's 30 other teams.
There's 30. What? There's 30 other teams sitting on the couch, and we got our ass sitting there with them as well. And it disgusts me because I think about now how many doormat teams have now been to the Super Bowl since we've been there.
I know the Bengals.
The Bengals
have been, and the 49ers twice.
Tampa Bay twice.
The Eagles twice. The Giants twice.
Carolina twice. The Cardinals.
Don't even think about how many times New England went to the Super Bowl. Maybe I think 8 or.
Yeah, actually, New England before they were a doormat too. They were.
Yeah,
I mean, even the Green Bay Packers hadn't been back since the '60s. They went.
They went twice.
I mean,
didn't they go twice?
Thank God the Lions didn't go, or Washington. At least we got something to hang our hat on. You know what, 88. I am sick and tired of this too. I mean, it's just freaking ridiculous. Now, it seems like we have the tale of two seasons this year. We had the first 8 games where everything was coming out aces. At that point, this is what's crazy. I remember doing a video and saying, and maybe this was counting my chickens before they hatched. We were on pace to have Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Dalton Schultz all for over 1,000 yards. We had Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard both on pace for 1,000 yards. We literally had 5 people on pace to get 1,000 yards. In the end, we only ended up with 2. Is Mahomes worth $500 million? If that's what the market will bear, and I guess he is, Cowboys can start getting cheat code Mahomes, baby. I don't get that one.
What do you mean?
Cheat code Mahomes? Mike Gage, shout out to you for being a channel member for 10 months. Carolina Cowboy, yes. But Mark, they had to suck to get top draft picks. We'll be back on top. You'll see. Your girl have a boyfriend I saw last week. Your girl have a boyfriend I saw last weekend. Okay.
Talking about your girl.
My girl.
Remember Drake?
Oh man, shh! Don't say nothing, man, because you know it's double secret here with your sister.
Yeah, but that's just our friend. That's just our friend.
And you say he's just a friend, and he say he's just a friend. Oh baby, you got what I need. But just I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Flashback. Sorry. What's up? Okay, we need cap space and money problems. Okay, so here we are with Jerry Jones, who has been the guy who originally said, with the team I put together, any number of 500 people could have coached him to win the Super Bowl, and proceeded to get the worst one in Barry Switzer, who didn't win the first year, got it the second year in spite of him, and proceeded to get rid of him.
Yeah, but who was coaching the team after that?
Yes men, bums. We had 3 years of 5-11.
Troy Aikman was coaching.
5-11.
Oh, Troy Aikman tried to coach that team.
He basically was, because Barry Switzer didn't do anything. Until we got Barry Switzer, Sean Payton, and Mike Zimmer that were there. After the 90s team, we didn't do anything. We had a good coach who wasn't a yes man, who put good assistants there and was good at picking players. And Jerry kind of ran him out the place. And then he went and got Wade Phillips, who was good with the defense. But, you know, he was more like your grandpa. He'd let you get away with anything. You know, when the kids go to the grandparents' house, they come back, you need a couple of days to adjust because they didn't let them just go wild, do whatever the hell they wanted to do. You know how that goes. They get spoiled. And then we went from him to somebody with no experience with Jason Garrett. And here's the problem. Jason Garrett's ghost still haunts the Cowboys. You realize that, right?
Kellen Moore's the problem.
There you go. Kellen Moore and the same offense that we've been running forever. Jeff Lee, what's up, man? Mahomes choked in the second half last night, 50 yards. Oh, but they won't call it a choke. But see, here's the thing. You can't tell Cowboy fans that. They're going to say, yeah, but he went to 2 Super Bowls. Well, okay, you know, I agree with you, but it's what have you done for me lately? See, look, Carlson, Mahomes has a ring. Yeah, well, you know, and that's where they'll turn around. That's where the same jackass will turn around and say, we got to go get Russell Wilson because he got a ring. Well, that ring was how long ago?
That's right.
How long ago? Because Russell Wilson ain't the same guy that he was.
No, he was not.
And when Russell Wilson won it, he had the number one defense. He had a Hall of Fame coach. He had a great running back. All he had to do was be the bus driver and not make mistakes. Now, he's a better quarterback. But guess what? He doesn't have the pieces around him. And he's taken abuse over the last few years that his body is now beginning to start being Romanesque. And that means getting broke down. We have the Fords. Hold my beer. There you go. Mike, I can't argue with that, man. I can't argue with that, you know. You do have the Fords. You know,
I mean, what I could say.
Found on the road dead.
But you know what I could say, though? As many times I've been in that stadium, it's a beautiful
It's Mike, I will say that. I haven't been there in about 8 years. But Ford Field is a great stadium. Great stadium. Great stadium to watch a game. Players are ones on the field, not the coaches. The real fan, true. But there's also, you got to understand, everybody is giving Joe Burrow credit. And Joe Burrow deserves credit.
Burrow is a good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback. But here's what Joe Burrow, his defense held Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs offense to 55 yards passing in the second half.
And they got that interception at the end of overtime.
They kept Kansas City from scoring except for 3 points to send it overtime. I'm not disrespecting greatness. See this is I'm sorry. Joe Burrow did not win that game by himself.
It's a team sport.
If their defense hadn't shut down Kansas City, he does not go to the Super Bowl. Point blank. If Pat Mahomes scores more than 3 points in the second half, they lose. Point blank. That's not disputed. That's not, what if? If Kansas City had scored more than 3 fucking points in the second half, they win the game. Period. So don't give me this saying that, Joe Burrow, he won. He didn't win it on himself. He didn't. And the same way as people say, Jimmy Garoppolo, man, we should trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. I literally had people say we should go get Jimmy Garoppolo because he was in the NFC Championship game. But you're talking about a team going into yesterday that scored 1 touchdown in 6 quarters. It wasn't Jimmy Garoppolo as much as it was a defense that shut people down. And they'll go through Matthew Stafford. Hey, congratulations to Matthew Stafford. You are going to the Super Bowl, but had the 49er player who literally had a punt interception that's literally right there, intercepted that ball, that game is over. You got to look at that as Aaron Donald was as important as Matthew Stafford in that game because Aaron Donald was a one-man wrecking crew. And herein lies the problem for the Cowboys. One, we got Kellen frickin' Moore, who we always it dawned on me. You know, I hear things, and sometimes it takes a while before it actually sits in to me. We've always heard that. I remember, was it Jenna Wolf? When they were talking about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, he needs things around him to be successful. Okay. Well, Tony Romo. How many Super Bowls did Tony Romo win? And I'm not trying to throw shade on Tony Romo, but understand this.
I would say Tony Romo's the reason.
Tony Romo was a good quarterback.
I think he was the reason why most years we went 8-8 is because Tony Romo.
Right, because we probably would have done worse.
Yeah, we probably would have because the Garrett's not that good.
Probably would have done worse. But I think if Tony Romo had been on another team, I think he would have had a chance to win a Super Bowl.
If he went to the Saints, he would have definitely won a Super Bowl with the Saints.
Because here's the thing about this offense was originally designed to be a run-first offense. It's still a hybrid of what the Cowboys did back in the 90s. We're still trying to hold on to the glory years. And you look at how innovative some of these offenses are with the RPOs, the run-pass options, the bubble screens, how good they do with them, the spacing of the wide receivers. And then you look at our team and you say, what are they doing? And if they don't get the running game going, because you don't have better offensive linemen than the defenses, which we don't any longer. I know they'll tell you that the Cowboys got a great – no, we don't. We don't. Tyron Smith is old and can't stay healthy.
Let him go.
Lyle Collins has come back worse than he was after the hip surgery. Connor Williams, he is the flag magnet.
Oh, Doug Freak.
Tyler Baddish is no Travis Frederick. You got one great offensive lineman in Zach Martin, who is actually getting in his 30s.
And then don't you have isn't Steele serviceable?
Can't argue with that 2 years versus 6 years.
But isn't Steele serviceable?
Can't argue with what? Doc Holliday? I can't argue with what? I can argue with any goddamn thing. I can't argue with what? Joe Burrow? Hey, I'm not mad at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, he played well. But he didn't play by himself. It wasn't like everybody said, let's just sit on the sidelines because all we need is Joe Burrow out there. It don't work that way. It don't. See, when Kellen Moore's offense, when everybody's healthy, oh, we look good. When Tyron Smith is not dealing with a sore ankle, he can bowl over people.
Yeah, but he's not doing that.
When Zeke Elliott has a lane and he's going downhill and he's not nicked up, yeah, he can pick up a few yards. And when that happens and people put 8 men in the box, sure, we got Amari and CD, and it all works great then. But the problem is everybody knows what you're doing. And if you can't run the ball, which we weren't the second half of the season, and your quarterback is still dealing with calf injuries and ankles and can't run, you're not going anywhere with that offense. There's no innovation. You look at other teams, it's not so much that we necessarily have better players out there.
I think it's the coaching.
We're going where they're not.
I think it's the coaching.
Well, there you go. And so you look at the pedigree, and see, this is my thing with Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was quarterback coach for 1 year under Nick Saban, who Nick Saban said, you know what, I'm out of here during the season. I'm going back to college. I'll see you with 3 games left. You had 1 year of being a quarterback coach. You then become offensive coordinator for the Cowboys. What?
Are you talking about Kellen Moore?
No, I'm talking about Jason Garrett. We'll get to Kellen Moore in a second.
It sounds similar.
Hold on.
It sounds similar.
Hold on. So you got Jason Garrett, who now went from being a quarterback's coach, where everybody thinks he was a genius because he was behind Troy Aikman, becomes the offensive coordinator, and then immediately becomes the head coach. Mark, you and your wife, Super Bowl work. Not anymore. Not anymore. My wife is actually no longer working with United Way. She's actually, we're actually working on our real estate and everything else and stuff like that. So no more Super Bowls until the Cowboys go in. That's the next time I will go to the Super Bowl. So no time soon, apparently, at least not this year. So back to this thing with Jason Garrett. When Jason Garrett became the head coach, the only position he was a quarterback's coach for 1 year. He wasn't like an offensive assistant. He wasn't an offensive line coach. He didn't have all those years of experience. Enter Kellen Moore. I like Kellen Moore, but I don't know that he is the boy genius like Sean McVay or any of the other young ones. Poop. You know what? I tell you what, Poop. I told you guys, don't come into my house with dog shit on your shoes, okay? Don't come into my house with dog shit on your shoes. And certainly don't come in as poop. If you're poop coming to my house, don't come in.
Junior.
You're out. Don't you do it. Don't you.
Poop, get out. No poop in my house.
I got nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go.
You believe Poop just came in my house?
Bye, Felicia.
Come in here talking some smack.
Y'all stink.
Bengals have better coaching. Well,
Of course they
Bengals
do.
benefited from a couple things. A down year in their division Okay, the Steelers with Big Ben were not as good. Lamar Jackson definitely stayed injured most of the time. And Baker Mayfield sucks.
Yeah.
So their division, I mean, I know the Steelers made the playoffs, but the AFC was actually kind of down this year.
The Browns, all they had to do is win one game. They
Couldn't do it.
win one game to win the division.
Couldn't do it.
That's sad.
They benefited from their division being weaker than usual. They also benefited from some of the big boys being knocked out as well. And the AFC being a down year. You had to look at the best teams that were in the NFC this year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sugar Daddy, I need Mark Sugarfinger. He's gone rogue. Alan Williams, same here, still depressed from the wild card game. I am too. So enter Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore started out as a backup quarterback for the Lions. He was brought here because Scott Linehan, offensive coordinator, who was very predictable. In 2016, when we actually played really well, was the pinnacle of what you have with this offense. You had a Zeke Elliott who was young. You had a great rushing attack. You had a great offensive line that could overpower defenses. And with that, just like in 2014, the team was successful. They made the playoffs. The problem has always been when your offensive line isn't that good or your running game's not there, take a look at the track record of what this offense has done. It hasn't. It fails. And here's the problem. You had your offensive line in transition because nobody could stay healthy and on there or play well enough to keep their job. Connor Williams, then Connor McGovern, and then back to Connor Williams. I don't need to buy any more TVs. I got enough TV. I got a couple of 65s here. I don't have any place to put any bigger ones in here. I feel like Jerry Jones is too involved with the team. Could be. We don't know exactly. Forever Fashion Runway, in my opinion, we have to get better left guard and center and show up in the playoffs. Yes, I agree 100%. Definitely, the offensive line has to get better. We also have to be able to run the ball better. Now, shout out to CeeDee Lamb. You got Forever Fashion Runway?
Yeah, I got that.
Take the money out, all of it.
We got CeeDee Lamb in the Pro Bowl. Shout out to him. Does anybody else see it as a problem that our $22 million wide receiver's not in the Pro Bowl? Does that huh? I mean, no, I just saying.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
No, I do. I think a guy that you're paying, guys that you're paying $22 million a year as a wide receiver, one of the top paid ones, they need to perform.
You see that some of those routes he was checking out? I seen it.
Then, okay, but you don't have a problem? No, I'm not saying that they should give it to him. I gotta say that if you are paying somebody to be the man, that they have to be the man. Am I wrong on that? Bobby Ice, Dak and passing game will be fine next season. We need an O-line and a passing and running next season. I agree, Bobby. I'm not disputing that. But people believe that, if we just go get Pat Mahomes or if we just go get Joe Burrow or we go get Russell Wilson, we'll be fine.
I don't want Patrick Mahomes in his baggage with the Dallas Cowboys.
The return of Poop. I just timed you out. Take your shit. Poop. Look, you better bring some Lysol with your poop because I'm not trying to smell no shit. I'm not trying to smell no shit up in here. Okay? Damn. People always bringing shit to my house. Just chilling. Sup. Crazy Corvette. What's up, little crazy Corvette? I love Coop. I love Cooper too. But guess what? I love guys that are performing, and we got to have guys that are performing. If our big dogs that are getting paid money aren't performing, we got a problem. Look at this. I want you to look. Look. We'll get rid. We'll come back to prime time. Look at this. Next year, as we sit here, guys, you see this red number right here? $21.6 million. Oh, wrong clip. Sorry.
I don't often watch Eagle Channel, but when I
Sorry, I got the wrong. Too many damn buttons over here. You see this right here? That's $21 million. We're over the cap. We're over the cap. So let's go down the list of problems we have. I don't have a problem with paying for something that does the job. Upstairs in my workshop, I just invested $10,000. And that's a lot of money to me. That's between house, car, this machine. That's the order of things that I've spent a whole bunch of money on. House, cars, this piece of equipment. But if it does the job that you need, it doesn't matter what it costs. If it will pay for what it costs, it doesn't matter what it costs. The bottom line is, does it do what you need it to do? If it does, you don't worry about what it costs. See, look at this. You guys remember the big subs, right?
Yeah, I
Look.
designed that.
This inspiration came today, and Michael designed it. Look, check that out.
The middle part.
So we're going
the actual
we're going to
sub
paint
parts.
the inside of this and the reliefs. We're going to epoxy this. Tell me, okay? You see that?
Now, if you want one, for
Jobu's
yourself-
big sub.
Now we could sell those as someone wants one.
Well,
wants one.
we're working on some
We're
different things.
working on a few things.
So to buy this machine, I know it's not going to be like in a month it's going to die and need to be replaced. I know that it's going to be here ready to go for years to come. I've invested a lot of money in a lot of tools, that some of which are as old as my son. Okay? So it's not about the money if it does the job. But here's where you start wondering.
Tyron Smith doesn't do the job.
Hold on. DeMarcus Lawrence. $27 million next year.
And Michael Parsons' production went down.
$27 million.
I would have thought that Michael Parsons would have got the record for
Let's look at this while we're here, okay? I'm just thinking to myself, were we better off paying DeMarcus Lawrence? And DeMarcus, D-Law, when I see you next year, please don't kill me. But I'm sitting here looking at it since he got his contract, what he has gotten, okay? He got 5 sacks in 2019, the year he got the contract, down from 10.5, which was down from 14.5. 2020, we got 6.5, right? I know they'll say, hey, but he's great in the run game. Well, you know what? Our run game stopping has sucked for years. We've sucked with D-Law out on the running game too. Okay? We've sucked. So as Doc Walker would say, former Washington Redskin, former football team, and I guess now Commanders, which is the dumbest name I've ever heard for a football. Commanders, they ain't commanding shit. Now, if they said the Washington trash dump, I'd be on board with that one, because that's exactly what they are. But be that as it may, you got a guy who has got 5 sacks, 6.5 sacks, and 3 sacks. And he is your second highest salary cap hit. To me, that's a problem. When I'm $21 million over it, I don't see where I'm getting a return on my investment. That's 14.5 sacks over 3 years. That's less than 5 sacks a year. Just saying. Amari Cooper, he wasn't your leading receiver. You had issues and questions where, was it more about going out or the team? He's $22 million. Don't have a problem if you are that Pro Bowler, that guy that's getting 100 reception, that guy that's making plays and when it's big time. Don't have a problem with the number. But if you're the number 2 leading receiver on the team, that's a problem. Dak, $34 million next year. That's going to be reduced because they're restructuring the contract. He'll probably, be down somewhere around 20, giving us some cap relief. Hey, it's a lot of money, but, when you start looking and saying that Matty Ice is going to be 46 and Kirk Cousins is going to be like 44, 34 don't sound so bad. Joanne Gonzalez, what's up? Tyron Smith, $17 million. Again, don't have a problem with all the money Tyron Smith has made in the past.
June 1st cut.
But the problem now is I got 7 good games out of Tyron Smith.
I thought you said it was 10 over 2 years. That's
I'm just saying that the first 7 games of the season, he was good. But then he missed, he missed games after that, and then he wasn't as good when he came back. Don't have a problem paying it if you're getting it. Can anybody say Tyron Smith is going to play 14 games next year and be lights out? I don't know how anybody can say that.
To be honest.
I don't know how you can say that. And again, we're $21 million over the cap. Zeke, unfortunately,
you can't get rid of him until next year.
You can't get rid of Zeke because Jerry Jones does what he always does. I got my pet players, and we're going to take care of them.
You can't get rid of Zeke.
He bullshitted around and ended up paying this contract that goes out to 2027. And here it is. If you cut Zeke Elliott, it's going to cost you $30 million on the cap. And a team that's $21 million over, it's cheaper to keep her. That's what they always say about getting divorced. It's cheaper to keep her. Then you got La'el Collins. La'el Collins, I missed 7 drug tests because the dog ate my homework. He missed 6 games because of that. That right there is just like.
But didn't they give him a 2-game suspension and then he fought it?
Well, no, he had a 6 game. They had it reduced down to 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then he said, no, that's not good enough. And he fought, and they said, you know what? Since you don't like that, we're going to give you the full thing and get out.
Because some of those, I can understand him missing a few of those.
Okay, but at some point you have to say, I got to go pee. I got to go pee.
I
got to go pee.
That, but when your coach passes away in COVID, I can understand that. But the other ones, there's no excuse for missing all of them.
1 or 2, maybe 3, I could say that. Exactly. But when you get to 6 or 7, at some point you got to say, they're going to be coming back at me.
Of course they are.
I've got to do this somehow. Can I mail the P in? Can you guys come by where I'm at? I mean, can we work something out here?
I know over here bribing the person.
And see, that goes beyond just La'el Collins. That hurts the team. And here it is.
Actually,
$15 million.
Actually, we're winning games when he was out, and then we came back.
Because he wasn't part of the rotation there. And then you get down to Anthony Brown at $6.5 million. But here's the thing. When you start looking at...
If you make La'el Collins, you only get $1 million.
If you make him a pre-cut.
But you said I had to get down...
You can do the post. Now, here's
but you said I had to get down the cap before the season starts.
You do. And now, here's the thing. You can restructure. You can go through... Because here's how restructuring works. Take the base salary number here, right? You can take that base salary and say, okay, we're going to change that base salary number to $1 million, and we're going to say that that's guaranteed money, right? So you take that $19 million, you make it 1 right here, and basically you take the 19 and divide it by the years left on the contract. So if there's 4 years left on the contract, that $18 million is divided by 4. So 18 divided by 4 is what? Basically $4.5 million. So then $4.5 million would be added to the $1 million base salary. So his cap number would end up going from 27 to 5.5. So that would save you $22 million. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I messed up on that. That would take that $19 million of base money and convert it to his prorated bonus.
Yeah, but if you get rid of him, you get 90.
So the prorated bonus would be $8 million plus the 5.5. So that would be 13.5. That would save you $14 million on the cap. But
you get 20. You get almost 20 for him if you let him walk June 1st.
True.
And he was
okay, but
Micah Parsons' production went down.
Well, that's one of the decisions that have to be made.
And
when people say, yeah, but you can't do that. Aisha Robinson, what's up, Aisha? Well, they did it with DeMarcus Ware.
Marcus Ware said they should have traded him.
Well,
for him.
they needed to do it sooner than later. Because you're not going to be able to trade D-Law for – nobody's going to take off $27 million for
Yeah,
D-Law.
but you can let him go and get 19.
Well, you know,
That's better. That's better.
but here's the question. So they have originally signed him to the contract. We always get stuck with this thing. We can't. Oh, as soon as we let go of Jalen Smith, fans like he's gonna come back and haunt us.
I think he only got 1 sack.
We literally had people who said we shouldn't cut Jalen Smith because he's going to come back and haunt us.
He had 1 sack and a handful of tackles after he left us with New York.
I agree.
He was the worst graded.
I agree with that 100%.
When he was with had a couple calls.
But the perception is they're a great player and we can't do without it. Well, here's the reality: if we didn't bust a grape and you were here, we can bust a grape. We cannot bust a grape with you gone, and at least save the money. Because if you're saying, oh, well, we can't live without, DeMarcus Lawrence, we can't live without Amari Cooper, and we can't live without, Tyron Smith and Zeke and Lyle Collins, well, what did they deliver? What did they deliver?
Michael Parsons.
Mark Scott.
Parsons went downhill.
You want? Let me change cameras here. Let me answer that question as fully as I can. In my opinion, what was Dak's problem at the end of the season if he had one at all? Multitude of things. One, I don't believe Dak was fully healthy.
Of course he was.
From the time here's what I want you to think about for a second here. From, of course, us going through training camp, we had the shoulder issue where they said he was never going to be healthy. Shoulder, I think, was okay. The calf strain. I want you to think about the calf strain. Typically, calf strain is a couple weeks minimum. Think about Michael Gallup, who had a calf strain at week 1. He didn't get back to what, week 9? Yeah. Week 10? Right?
And then got injured at the end of the season.
Right, and then got injured again. So if you're telling me that Dak Prescott missed 1 game, and he had a procedure where they took his blood, put it in a centrifuge to pull out some cells to inject into his calf, that's kind of a serious injury. Because I'm going to tell you that same treatment that they did with Dak in his calf. I don't know if you guys have, if you've watched me for a while, you've seen me go to my orthopedist where I've gotten the chicken grease injections in my knee. Get a needle about this long, and they put it in the center of my knee with this stuff that's like really, it's made from the chicken's cone. It's like a gel. And they inject it in there to be like a cushion. Okay? That's the first thing they try. That doesn't work to try and buy you some more time. They take your blood out, they put it through a centrifuge, they take these cells out, and they inject it in there, and it stimulates growth. Well, stimulating growth isn't something that happens overnight. It takes time. This is something that takes weeks to work. When I saw Dak Prescott in the pocket trying to escape defenders, that's not the same Dak that I've seen running. In fact, maybe what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll take some game clips and I'll pull some and compare some from, a couple years ago to now. To me, he didn't look like he could escape. He could not buy the time in the pocket like he used to. That's something I think will get better with the offseason. And when you hear him, hey, you got a free ride to the Pro Bowl and all that, and him say, nah, bro, I'm going to stay here because I need to rest. To me, that says the leg is still not quite right. He's got some issues with it. Because it's not like there's any stress in the Pro Bowl.
And it's Las Vegas. It's not like going to Hawaii.
Still. But it's hanging out with your peeps. It's getting that recognition of saying, I'm a Pro Bowler again. Yeah, so at the end of your career, you can say 8-time Pro Bowler or whatever it is. You just can. But to me, that's the first problem. And here's the problem when you have leg problems. If you watch sometimes when Dak was throwing, when he would scramble out, he would do kind of this hop skip, and he's throwing and he's off the ground.
And then sometimes
I mean, you've seen it, right?
Gingerly too. Like
So
walking
to me, it's
funny.
like maybe that calf never really got a chance to heal. That's the first problem. Second problem, and you're going to say I'm just making excuses, but without the running game, teams became one-dimensional going against him. And they kept putting the pressure up on him, could not escape, and still made some plays, still got some points. I mean, we did score more points against San Francisco than Green Bay did. At least he got in the end zone. I know Aaron Rodgers didn't. That was the next problem. Third problem is you got an offensive line that looks like they're on skates. That literally. And then the final problem, every time we get a fucking good play, it seemed like we'd have a goddamn penalty. And penalties are drive killers. I know the haters out there will say, well, just shut up and play. I'm sorry. You look at Kansas City and they get 1 or 2 calls against them in a game. We get 14. They are drive killers. So, fix Dak. 1, I think we need a new fucking offense. I'm sick and tired of the Kellen Moore, Scott Linehan, Jason Garrett offense. Mike McCarthy, you did the West Coast.
No, just put this.
Why is it that Kellen Moore and what he's doing is better than what you used to do with Aaron frickin' Rodgers? Okay? Second thing, we must fix the offensive line. I'm going to go on there like Vosh Lombardi, who every year says draft an offensive lineman. Sorry. Connor Williams, Tyler Badish, they're not good enough. They're not good enough. And if Tyron Smith can't stay healthy, you got to have somebody else that can play. And maybe the thing is, to me, I think the third best offensive lineman we have is Terrence Steele. And Terrence Steele should be playing right tackle day one. And if Lyle Collins can't play guard, then get him the hell out of here. Because you must have good guard play and good tackles. If you want to say we're going to roll the dice on Tyron Smith, fine. Then draft a tackle that'll become a swing tackle that first year that will be Tyron Smith's backup or backing up the line.
No, I think let Tyron Smith go. You get 13 for him.
You know, but here's the thing. You know what? Fabian, do you have that great hair? That great hair, Fabian? Here's the problem. You can't just keep just fire. That's what I hear from all you guys. Well, fire him, trade him, just get rid. It doesn't work all the time. Look at how many coaches have been fired in Chicago. Look at how many coaches have been fired in New York. And they still end up with the same shit. I agree. You do need to make sure. You going to say Dan Quinn needs to go?
Kellen Moore needs to go.
You've got to, at some point, say we need some stability. Because when you change every year, when it's always something new, your players never get a chance to learn it. And that's the problem because, see, Joe Montana learning the West Coast offense, being there year after year after year. Tom Brady being there with Bill Belichick. They understand the offense like the back of their hands. You see more things because you're used to it. You say, oh, fire everybody. Okay, so now we're going to fire and start over with somebody else. Now we got the learning curve for them to come in. Bottom line is this. Mike McCarthy needs to call the plays, and you need to change your offense.
Exactly.
Michael Flores. Okay, then what's the solution there, buddy? What is your – I keep hearing, we got running backs that are running 25 yards a game. We got offensive lines that stink, and your whole solution is Dak is the problem. So go ahead. Go ahead. I tell you what. Go right ahead. Take 3 number 1 picks, trade for Russell Wilson and bring him here. Go ahead. Trade for him and bring him here. Because you know something that's so stupid? No, hold on. This is the stupid jackass comments that you get out there. Because you go through, if we just get Russell Wilson in here, we're okay. What happened with Russell Wilson and those guys? What happened to Russell Wilson and those? Because basically, the way his offense played this year, was the way our offense played the second half of the season when Zeke was hurt, when Tony Pollard was hurt, when Michael Gallup was hurt, when Tyron Smith was hurt. So you think if you bring Russell Wilson here with the same damn issues that he had in Seattle, that all of a sudden it's going to bring you a Super Bowl? Boy, you just plain stupid or crazy. I don't know what you're looking at here. I could see if it was Dak's got, 30 interceptions and 10 touchdowns, I can see and say, yeah, you're right, that's the quarterback problem. But when I see a lack of production from my running game, a lack of production from my offensive line, a damn kicker who can't kick freaking extra points and field goals, and your thing is Dak's the problem. Okay, well, then give me the goddamn solution then. Because if you go ahead and send your number one picks to try and bring in another quarterback here, who are you going to get to go around them? You going to bring Russell Wilson here instead of Tyron Smith, Connor Williams, and Tyler Badishak there with him? And think that Russell Wilson is going to lead you to a Super Bowl because he leads his team to the Super Bowl every freaking year? Come on, man.
They went to 2 Super Bowls with him.
When they had the number one defense. That's what people don't seem to understand. And they had beast mode.
What have they done since then? That's my question.
Nothing.
Exactly. That's my thing. What have they done since?
And don't get me started on well, let's bring Aaron Rodgers in. Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna play here with Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, playing with Mike McCarthy. Come on now.
You talk about paying Dak too much. What has Aaron Rodgers done? I believe they were 1 and done too in the playoffs here, weren't they?
Yeah, they had the number 1 seed and they were 1 and done. Number 1 seed and 1 and done.
Okay. Here's the deal. You had a coach who had a 6-10 season. We still had a 12-5 year. If we had regressed from the 6-10, I'd say, yeah, fire the coach. But we went from 6-10 to 12-5. We doubled our wins and cut our losses in half. And we say, fire that guy. You know what that's like? I'm going to tell you, you know what? Y'all just made me think. Let me pull it up here because I want you to understand exactly what you're saying. Sorry, I'm looking this up. Okay. I want you guys to go and hold on, let me go back a few years. Ta 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 ta. Jim Schwartz. Okay. All right. I want you guys to look over here at my monitor. In 2013, after having several years of disappointment, which is a lie, I don't know if Mike is still here or not, they finished as usual, bottom half of their division, 7-9, the Detroit Lions with Jim Schwartz. The next season, they hired Jim Caldwell. They play second in their division. They're 11-5. This is the Detroit Lions, 11-5. That's pretty good. They got Matthew Stafford. They've got Megatron. They've got Golden Tate. They have Ndamukong Suh. You know, they did really good. Made the playoffs, right? Okay. The next year, 7-9. Okay. Took a step back with Jim Schwartz, but, you know, that kind of happens. The next year, 9-7, second in the division. They made the playoffs. Third year, 9-7. So in 3 years, they had one losing season. They made the playoffs twice. We're not talking about the Dallas Cowboys here because the Lions making it to the playoffs is like us making it to the Super Bowl. Am I wrong?
No. That never happened.
I think they've been in the playoffs 4 times since the Super Bowl era started. And 2 times was with Jim Caldwell. And you know what they said? That ain't good enough. You know, Fire him. Fire him because he ain't doing the job. He ain't building anything. So they go out and they get Matt Patricia. We'll get a Bill Belichick guy. That's right. He's a freaking genius. And they go 6-10. Fourth in the division. The next year, they go 3-12. Fourth in the division. They finally fire him mid-season, and they end up 5-11. After that, they hire Dan Campbell, 3-13. So they had a guy who was doing something, and maybe had they been given a little more time, he might have actually done something with him. But instead, we're going to go get this nice new hot candidate. We're going to get a Matt Patricia because he's done great things under Bill Belichick. And they fell on their fucking face. So you say, fire everybody in the coach staff. We're going to start all over again. Well, maybe that's the way. I think that you got to give him at least one more year. You got to give him at least one more year.
You saying give Kellen Moore one more year? I think Kellen Moore needs to go
Fabian,
today.
exactly my point. It's the entire coaching staff. So the entire coaching staff is 12-5, and that's not good. So what coaching staff are you bringing in, Fabian?
I think it's
What's this? What are you bringing in?
Yeah,
Well, even an offensive coordinator, who are you bringing in right now?
I'm sure somebody out there better than Kellen Moore.
Well, that's probably true. I'm just
that's
pointing out that we always. Here's the funny thing: we always think there's something better out there. We looked and we said, let's go get Roy Williams. Because Roy Williams, he's better than anything we got. Let's trade away some draft picks to get him.
Is he from the Lions?
Yes.
That's where famous for
Right?
guys from the Lions.
Oh, man, let's go get him because he's done some great things with the Lions. Let's bring him in here. And what happened? Fell on his face. Look, we went at 2 number ones for Joey Galloway because he's better than anything we got. And what happened? Dude got injured and never really played worth jack for us. Remember when y'all said, go get Urban Meyer? That's the guy we need to coach. You see what happened in Jacksonville?
That was a dumpster fire.
Cliff Kingsbury, let's go get him. You see how they kind of fuck up going down the stretch every year? Here's the reality. There's very few people out there, very few, that can do really special things. And just throwing shit on the wall and thinking that that's got to be better. Sometimes just the change alone fucks up what this other person may have been doing. Just fire Kellen and I'll be happy. Well, here's what you do to me. Because I know they don't want to fire Kellen Moore. And it would be a terrible thing for him to be going out coaching searches, as a head coaching candidate and then get fired from there. I'm not sure that that's necessarily the answer. But maybe what it is, and since his nuts are in the sling, excuse my language, lady, Mike McCarthy, we're going to change the offense. We're going to change the way we do things out here. We're going to change the way we eat. We're going to change the way we run. We're going to change the way we pass the football. We are going to do some different shit to try and get a different result. And that's it. Mike, since it's your ass out there, instead of you saying at the press conference, well, the installer calls the play, you better be the installer and you better call the plays because Dan Quinn's got the defense and he's breathing down your neck to be the next head coach. I just got here and these Dak haters make me sick. I'm with you on that one, Jim Laws. Quiet, Tony. Doug Peterson. See, here's the thing. I don't know that Doug Peterson's a great coach either because what worked for him was having Indianapolis Frank Reich. Frank Reich got the most out of Carson Wentz. The 2 best years of Carson Wentz, not that they were, special this past year, were under Frank Reich.
Yeah, but he actually played good until he fell on his face towards the end of the season.
Right. And you could look at Atlanta when he had Kyle Shanahan, that's when they went to the Super Bowl. I understand coaching matters. And I don't know that Kellen Moore has enough experience being quarterback coach for the Cowboys 1 year than to offensive coordinator, having been the protege of Scott Linehan and Jason Garrett. Get rid of McCarthy. Well, here's the thing, though, Chris.
Who's better?
At this point, the way the system is being run is It's not Mike McCarthy's offense.
It's Kellen Moore.
Okay, it's not Mike McCarthy's offense. Mike McCarthy is just a figurehead. He's the guy to go to the press conference. He's telling you he's not calling the plays. He's just giving, okay. When they say, here's what we're going to run, okay. So firing him is not going to do anything. It's your coordinators. Hey, Mark, Doug Peterson is interviewing for the Saints job. Well, Kellen Moore's interviewed for every job. But what did that do? I think I'm with you. I think McCarthy needs to call plays, and I think they need to go to the West Coast offense.
They do, because what we have now is not working. Jason.
He still has a contract with the Cowboys right now, and I think he will still be there. Go Birds. Can't complain, bro. I'm chilling. At Mark. No, we don't. Great quarterback, mediocre offensive coaching, good defensive coaching, mediocre offensive line, mediocre running back, good defense, good receivers. Bobby Ice, you summed it up pretty good. Okay, Philly fan. Philly, man, how you doing, man? Actually, I need to talk to you about Thrive, man. It's doing some great things, but I got a couple questions on some things we can do with it. Actually, I guess we could call customer service. Jim Laws, I hear you, my man. Will we go get Sean Payton, who basically is that's Cowboy Jaden. That's where you got to look at this too. It's not like, and this is what's crazy, because if we'd have, let's go to the statistics here. If you're not satisfied, with Mike McCarthy, you're not going to be satisfied with Sean Payton, because here's the thing. Hate to tell you guys, he had 3 seasons of 7-9 in a row. Okay? And then 11-5. 1 win, 1 loss in the playoffs. 13-3, 1 win, 1 loss in the playoffs. 13-3, 1 loss in the playoffs. And then 12-4, 1 win, 1 loss in the playoffs. Guys, you're gonna tell me that? Don't tell me that he had a crappy quarterback, because he had Drew Brees, and at that time they had my boy Demario Davis and a great defense. They didn't go to the Super Bowl those years. So looking at that, you get Sean Payton here, and he does the same thing Mike McCarthy, 12-5, we don't go to the Super Bowl. What you going to do then? What you going to say then? Who are you going to say go get? Who are you going to say to go get? That's what I want to know. Or will we be back to going ahead and saying get one of these college coaches? Sean Payton in as GM? That ain't going to happen. You think Michael Flores needs a permanent? Okay. Sorry, I haven't been at. There's somebody here who's got, I don't know what that language is, but shout out to you. It's got VUR.FYI. What is that? Is that a
spam, or someone spamming?
How do you know it's spam?
Because when you start putting those weird.
No, I think that's a language. That's like Russian or something.
It probably is, but it looks like they're spamming.
Okay. Cowboy Collie. Wait a minute. Your wife have done Thrive. Good stuff too. It's not the Thrive website. That's what I use for my channel memberships and stuff, because I want to be able to keep in touch with my channel members. Shout out. Oh, by the way, come Wednesday night, this Wednesday, the day after tomorrow, it will be our first ladies' night Zoom call. Okay, now it's not gonna be for all y'all. It's only for the ladies like Gina Thorne, Gina C., Roland's Review. My wife, I'll be there talking about whatever you ladies want to talk about. And so I know a bunch of y'all have already registered for that, so I can't wait to see y'all. So who? Michael Mentality? Hey, Michael, your thing is hidden. You know what?
Oh, it's because of
Guess what you get?
It's because of his language.
You get blocked. And go cry to Philly 500. How about that?
Oh,
boom.
Oh, gee.
Y'all fancy.
Okay.
That's because
Did somebody get Flores? I do love Jim Caldwell. Oh, I would love to have Jim Caldwell for our offensive coordinator. I mean, he did work with Peyton Manning, you know, in the Super Bowl. Prescott was reading defenses better a few years ago. Something sent him back.
Yeah, injury.
He broke Romo's record with a bad wheel. I know, but people won't give him credit. I love weed. Unless you're a lady, you can't join in. It's a lady special. It's a little subgroup that we have. You know, they can talk about anything that they want. Anything. I'm scared. I'm gonna be scared because there's gonna be all these ladies in here, and oh boy. But we're gonna have fun with it. We'll let you know how it works out. Roland's Review. This is the brainstorm of Roland's Review. I'm here in Cincinnati, and before the season, everybody wanted to get rid of Zach Taylor. Now, totally different. Of course, you know they gave him enough time. 2 years looked like ass. 3rd year, got it together. Anyway, we need to do a drawing. It's 10:15. My, how the time flies when you got a whole bunch of trolls. Let's go ahead and do this drawing here. We'll do something special in the workshop. We'll do actually something with the X-Carve and stuff and get you guys sent. Space Cowboy. I still think we need to draft the running back. Not in the first round, we don't. I'm beginning to think that, you know, one of these 4th, 5th round draft pick running backs, young stud.
This is a 6th round running back that's actually in the Super Bowl this year.
Yep.
6th round. I forget who the guy was.
How do you become a channel member? Actually, well, here I tell you what. Hold on, Mike. Before you get there, let me pull this real quick because he wants to know how do I become a channel member. You shaking it like it's hot.
Oh yeah, the link.
And I'm gonna be listening to my damn. So I need to redo that. Hey friends, Mark Holmes here. I need to redo that because that's my wife. You know, my wife is helping to take care of the Thrive site and managing things, and my wife is a perfectionist. And I'm kind of like, it's cool. She's like, it was 2019. You need to update it. It's like, okay. So this is the link for the membership. So let me pop that up there. Boom. There you go. And I'm going to replace your pin. And also, too, check out Michael Anthony. Michael Anthony is back. Back again. Mike is back. So tell a friend. Johnny White. What's up, Johnny? I met Johnny when we were at Lava Cantina. That was like 3 years ago. We were there with Cowboys Experience. He ended up, I can't remember if he sent me a Facebook message or if it was what it was. I think he actually got 5 Joe Bartys, mini ones. But he ended up sending messages like, are you going to be there? Because I'm coming. And he came in there. He had a license plate of Cowboys #1 fan. Yeah.
I remember him now.
In fact, I was working on the closing video because my wife sent me all the pictures and stuff on there. So I didn't get a chance to get it finished before that.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Aisha Robinson said she just subbed to your channel. Shout out to Aisha Robinson. Don't stop this live talk yet, Mark. Brad, but I'm tired, Brad.
We got tomorrow.
I'm tired, bruh.
They're-
Jerry has to stop
every
loving these
single
players.
day.
And see, that Carolina Cowboy, that's part of the problem. Sometimes we fall in love with players and we hold on them for too long. Instead of understanding, sometimes it's better to let them go and get that compensatory. Just take a look right now. Take a look at our defense and a lot of the pieces that we have. I know that a lot of them didn't get a chance to play, but we got Kevin Joseph that's out there. We got, of course, OC. We got Golston. God, what's the linebacker who got injured? We got Quentin Bohannon. We got a lot of pieces. Not all of them are going to pan out, but we got a lot of those pieces because of people that left the year before. You understand? We let go DeMarco Murray, and it was the best thing that happened because that actually led to us having the pick that got to Dak Prescott. Right. And because you could have been scared and said, how are you going to let go a guy who just rushed for 1,800 yards? Are you crazy or just plain stupid? But we did, and it was the best thing.
Yeah, Dak Prescott.
Every time we go through, it seems like, and we do one of these big contracts for the guys, we never get dividends from them. Tony Sampson, center that can play left guard center. Jabril Cox, thank you. Right. Jabril Cox, I think, is actually going to be a really good linebacker for us, after he gets past the injury. Boss Cowboys was speaking facts about Kellen Moore. What do you say about Kellen Moore? That he's a bum and needs to go?
That's what everybody's saying. He needs to go.
Aisha, we had cauliflower rice, fried rice. Jeez. Shrimp fried rice. That's what I had. It was good. It was real good. I have the recipe up on my other channel. Mark, did you say that you think Dak was injured but wasn't injured when he padded his stats against the Eagles backups in week 17? Well, here's the thing. Oh, Aaron. Yeah, I think his injury, I think he actually was still injured. I think he did play the rest of the season injured. Because here's the problem with football. It's really not if you're injured, but how severe you're injured. And you can't tell me the way that he was running and passing that leg was right.
And Michael Gallup, look how long it took him before he
Right.
came back.
He missed 1 week with a calf strain, only 1 week.
Actually, it was 2 weeks because he had to buy.
And when you're working on an injury that doesn't have a chance to heal, it doesn't heal. Who are the Cowboys losing to free agency? It could be everybody. It could be Michael Gallup. It could be Randy Gregory. It could be Brett Irving. It could be Connor Williams.
D-Law,
it could
definitely.
be Cedric Wilson.
D-Law's
It could be,
bye-bye.
well, no, D-Law, he's not a free agent, but he'd be cut. But we have a lot. We have 21 free agents. Keanu O'Neal, J-Ron Curse, Randy Gregory, Leighton Vander Esch, Jordan Lewis, I think. Is Jordan, I think Jordan Lewis might be another one. So we have a lot of players that they have to make decisions on, and we'll see where they go. So, Johnny Wait, we can actually send you a message. Salute, brother. Mean Mug 44. Shout out to you. We do. Mark, if he was injured, why play meaningless games against the Eagles' backup players? Why? Because they thought they'd be better suited playing players and making sure they were ready for the next game versus having them sit out, because we've sat out before having bye weeks and done nothing. So, later, Michael Flores, they told me I need to block your ass. So, we'll give you a chance. All right, you got anything else to add there, Mike? You got your new channel that's up and running. Definitely help a brother out, check him out, see what he's doing. And before we go, let's have fun. Let's make it a good night.
I fire Howie. Fucking fire him. Motherfucker! Stupid motherfucker! What an idiot! What an idiot! Dallas has Amari Cooper and Gallup, but we don't need a receiver. Are you kidding me? I don't want Justin Jefferson. He's ass.
You
I'm going to dispute that whole thing that the Cowboys played in the worst division in football. I got to tell you, take a look at the NFC North. You had Green Bay in there, and then you had Minnesota. You had the Lions, and you had the Bears. That wasn't exactly a better division than the NFC East. And I'll give you the NFC South, they only had one playoff team as well. Now, I'll give you that I think that New Orleans is pretty good, but you look at Carolina and Atlanta, you can't tell me that those two divisions are better than than our division. Just didn't. Just can't. We had two teams go to the playoffs. Exactly.
I don't think we were that.
The brother screwed us. Okay. We had time for one more play.
Yeah, but he ran. The rule is 10 yards. He ran for 20. That's against the rules, and they don't say nothing about that.
Anyway,
I'm just saying.
Everybody, get your shot glasses. By Friday night's show, I will have this updated with all the channel members and all the shot glasses and all the people that got stuff. Let me say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all you great people, but it's time to get those shots out.
well, good.
Well, everybody, thank you very much as always, and God willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Keep the faith, tell somebody you love them, and I'll see you soon.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year.